So turn one of the game is going to run, and I'm also going to use a artificial intelligence for my deciding who goes who and who goes what and when goes what. And this is some of the rules that the Battlefront ministers came up during the pandemic for a lot of wargamers who were stuck at home. So this is basically a board that I've made up, listing all the different orders I can do. However, what I'm going to do is the PLO are going to be controlled by the AI card, and the Jordanians are going to be the attacking force. When I play these games a lot by myself, I'm actually the attacker is what I'm utilizing, and my opponent is who I have as the AI. I haven't run an attacking force as AI yet, but that will probably happen at some point. So turn one, I'm going to start the Jordanians on their attack. The first thing, the Jordanians followed very much a British pattern of how they fought their conflicts, so I'm going to open up with an artillery bombardment. I do apologize for the walking back and forth. Just it gives a bit more of a panoramic to the battlefield. The first thing we're going to do up is my 25-pounder battery, which this card lists are Brits, but they're actually going to be Jordanians. There we go. She's now in focus. The 2-gun battery is going to open fire first. We seem to have an anti-tank squadron sitting right there, sort of scouting for the Palestinians. So the guns open up. One gun hits. We're going to see about the anti-tank rating. So the anti-tank Jeep group here is sort of an infantry unarmored tank unit. So it's hit on a 3+. It got hit once. I'm going to see if the vehicle survived its hit. It did. However, the 25-pounder fires again on its firepower roll. And they missed. So it must have been a inert round or just stunned the crew, but it did nothing, actually. Rather amazing. Next, I'm going to run forward a squadron. I'm going to run forward my Jordanian anti-tank group, which actually is an Iranian card. They're going to run forward to see what they can pick up. And because they're way out of range, we're going to try to skirt across the desert here and see what we can do. So they come up and then can radio back to their commander as to what's going on. So that's the anti-tank group acting almost in a scout position, coming out. The next to come forward will be my Centurion Squadron, which is actually, this card is the Australian card for NAM, and they're going to run forward also to just see what happens. They are just going forward, and we're going to see if their guns actually have a range. They do have 100-centimeter range, so we may actually be able to open up. So both tanks open fire on the anti-tank group. They both hit. Let's see what actually happens to my Jeeps. One Jeep did not survive. It saved. The other did. But with a firepower roll, and the firepower roll being 3, the machine gun Toyota is now pinned, but the little 105 armed Jeep is now destroyed. So this will be turn. Well, we'll carry on and see what happens here. We're going to put a pin marker on the Toyota. And we put a nice little bit of flaming out on that Jeep. So that's the first bit. So the Centurions drew blood on their first rounds. The M48s, which are actually Arvin operated, but they're going to be Jordanians again. So we have a headquarters for the squadron and a squadron itself. So these gentlemen are also going to range forth. They have very long-range guns. So the headquarters goes out first. And they have an attached little infantry screen on them as well. So as they moved, they have to use their moving rate of fire. So we basically have 4 tanks opening up. And the tanks are actually going to try opening up on the fort